The untold story of the Eiffel Tower, truths you never knew on a breezy spring morning in Paris. The rising sun painted the sky in hues of pink and gold. Beneath it stood the most recognizable monument in the world, the Eiffel Tower. Tourists gathered at its base, snapping photographs and marveling at its intricate iron lattice. For most, it was simply a symbol of love, romance, and Parisian charm. But behind its beauty lies a story filled with controversies, hidden secrets, scientific marvels, and truths many people never knew. A tower meant to disappear. When Gustave Eiffel's team designed the tower for the 1889 World's Fair, it was not meant to be a permanent fixture. In fact, the French government granted permission for it to remain standing for just 20 years. By 1909, the city had plans to dismantle it. Imagine Paris without its Iron Crown. The only reason it survived was its unexpected usefulness. It turned out that its enormous height made it a perfect platform for new communication technologies. By serving as a radio transmission tower, the Eiffel Tower earned a permanent place on the skyline. The tower that saved lives. Few realize that the Eiffel Tower played a strategic role during World War I. From its top, military officials were able to transmit crucial radio signals to French troops. In one famous incident, messages sent from the tower interfered with German communications, helping the French army win the First Battle of the Marne in 1914. What began as an art piece criticized for its ugliness became a life-saving instrument of war. The tower that grows and shrinks. To the naked eye, the Eiffel Tower seems like a solid, unchanging structure, but in reality, it breathes with the seasons. On hot summer days, the iron expands, and the tower can grow as much as 15 centimeters taller. In winter, the metal contracts, making it shrink back to its original height. This constant movement is invisible to visitors, yet it is one of the most fascinating scientific features of this architectural wonder. A changing wardrobe. If you think of the Eiffel Tower as always being its signature brownish hue, you might be surprised to learn that it has gone through multiple fashion makeovers. When it was first built, the tower wore a reddish-brown coat. Later, it was painted yellow, then shades of bronze, before finally settling on its current Eiffel Tower brown, a unique color designed to blend harmoniously with the Parisian skyline. And keeping it well-dressed is no small task. The tower requires 60 tons of fresh paint every 7 years to prevent rust. The painting is done entirely by hand, with workers carefully coating every inch of its iron skeleton. The hidden apartment in the sky. Perhaps the most charming secret of the Eiffel Tower is the private apartment at its summit. Gustave Eiffel himself had it built for personal use. Decorated with wooden furniture, colorful wallpaper, and even a piano, it was a cozy retreat above the bustling city. Eiffel would often invite distinguished guests, including none other than Thomas Edison, who once presented him with a phonograph. Today, visitors cannot rent the apartment, but they can peek inside, where wax figures of Eiffel and Edison commemorate their historic meeting. A mountain of rivets. When you look at the tower, it's hard to imagine the sheer amount of work that went into creating it. Over 2.5 million rivets hold its pieces together, placed one by workers without the safety equipment we take for granted today. In total, 18,038 iron parts were fabricated and assembled with meticulous precision. At the time of its completion, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world, standing at 300 meters. From monster to masterpiece. Ironically, the Eiffel Tower was not always beloved. Many Parisians despised it when it was first erected. Writers and artists called it a monstrous structure that disfigured the beauty of Paris. Famous novelist Guy de Maupassant reportedly dined at a restaurant inside the tower simply because it was the only place in Paris where he didn't have to look at it. Yet over the decades, the tower transformed from an eyesore into the beating heart of the city, symbolizing romance, culture, and innovation. A tower of heights. Though other skyscrapers have surpassed it in height, the Eiffel Tower remains impressive. With the addition of antennas, its height has varied over time, and today it reaches more than 330 meters. The panoramic views from its platforms attract millions of visitors each year, making it one of the most visited paid monuments in the world, welcoming more than 7 million people annually. A landmark that never sleeps. The Eiffel Tower is not only a daytime attraction, it comes alive at night. At sunset, 20,000 light bulbs illuminate its frame, sparkling for 5 minutes every hour on the hour. This dazzling display, visible across the city, has become a global symbol of celebration, resilience, and unity. Yet surprisingly, the lighting is copyrighted, which means professional photographers must obtain permission before selling pictures of the tower's nighttime sparkle. The spirit of innovation, Gustave Eiffel always saw the tower as more than a monument. He envisioned it as a tool for science. Experiments in aerodynamics, meteorology, and radio transmission were conducted at its summit. Even today, the tower remains a hub for broadcasting signals and conducting scientific research. Its legacy is not just artistic but also technological, a fusion of beauty and utility. The living monument. The Eiffel Tower is more than 130 years old, yet it feels alive. It changes color with new paint, grows taller with new antennas, breathes with the weather, and even hosts scientific projects. It has survived wars, protests, and harsh criticism. It has witnessed millions of love stories, countless proposals, and endless dreams. For the people of Paris, it is not just a piece of iron, it is part of their identity. Conclusion: more than meets the eye. Most visitors look at the Eiffel Tower and see a postcard-perfect landmark. But behind its iron lace lies a deeper story, one of survival, reinvention, and hidden secrets. It was meant to disappear, yet it remains. It was mocked, yet it became adored. It is both art and science, history and future, romance and resilience. Next time you stand beneath the Eiffel Tower, remember these truths. Imagine the workers hammering millions of rivets by hand, the generals sending secret messages during wartime, the iron expanding in the summer sun, and Gustave Eiffel himself sitting in his hidden apartment, gazing across Paris. The tower is more than a monument, it is a story still being written, one you never knew in full until now.